Hi, I'm Bugsy and I'm a recovering addict. I'm going to be reading just for today, December 14th, 2024, Addiction, Drugs, and Recovery. Page 364, basic text, page 20. Addiction is a physical, mental, and spiritual disease that affects every area of our lives. Before we started using, most of us had a stereotype, a mental image of what addicts were supposed to look like. Some of us pictured a junkie robbing convenience markets for drug money. Others imagined a paranoid recluse peering in life from behind perpetually drawn drapes and locked doors. As long as we didn't fit any of the stereotypes, we thought we couldn't be addicts. As our using progressed, we discarded those misconceptions about addiction, only to come up with another. The idea that addiction was about drugs. We may have thought addiction meant a physical habit, believing any drug that didn't produce physical habituation was not addictive. Or we thought the drugs we took were causing all our problems. We thought that merely getting rid of the drugs would restore sanity to our lives. One of the most important lessons we learn in Narcotics Anonymous is that addiction is much more than the drugs we use. Addiction is a part of us. It's an illness that involves every area of our lives, with or without drugs. We can see its effects on our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior, even after we stop using. Because of this, we need a solution that works to repair every area of our lives. The 12 steps. Just for today, addiction is not a simple disease, but it is a simple solution. Today, I will live in that solution, the 12 steps of recovery. I think there's a huge misconception about what an addict looks like, because addicts come in all shapes and sizes. They come from all walks of life. Any religion, race, creed, sexual preference, it doesn't matter. Addiction does not discriminate. And maybe we did have a stereotypical thought in our head of what an addict should look like. And yeah, sure, there are addicts out there that you can pinpoint in a crowded room, be like, yep, and probably down to the addiction that they hold. But then there are addicts who are teachers, doctors, lawyers, policemen, policewomen, firefighters. People you wouldn't expect to have fallen into that. And I have been very big on talking about that addiction happens to anyone and everyone that falls into it. There is no set rules of who and how you should act, who you should be and how you should act in order to become an addict. It can happen to anyone. And I mean, I've mentioned this before. I've gone to college twice. I was in the Army for 6 years. I was a corrections officer. I went to school to become a medical assistant. I've done all of these things, and I was a drug addict. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you grew up in a bad neighborhood with a hard life that you became an addict. It could have just been, I'm out partying. I tried something once and then I ended up giving my life to it. Or maybe, I went through a horrific thing in my life that was too hard for me to handle, and the drugs and the alcohol just numbed it. I survived, or I just existed. I was just in survival mode. I got through the days. That's how I got addicted, is I got through the days, and that's how I did it. Or I got addicted because somebody forced me to, and I know that that's a real thing in this world, unfortunately, and I'm not going to go too far into that. That might be a little bit of a trigger for people. But there are so many reasons people get into addiction, and I think that the misconception of put the drug down and you'll be fine is a dangerous one. Because you can put that drug down, you can put that drink down, but the mental anguish is still there. The trauma is still there. The things that you were trying to run from are still chasing you. And that's when you get to the point in your recovery where you're like, you know what? I'm tired of running. And you're going to turn around and face whatever you're chasing and be like, come at me, bro. You've taken everything from me, but this time I'm going to fight you. I will fight back, and this time I'm going to win. This time I'm not going to give in to the hell that you offer me. Because for whatever reason, I was so cold that warmth felt wonderful. And now I know it burns. So come at me. Because I'm sober now. I got you. And most importantly, I got me. And I'm going to win. So people just need to understand that you can take away the drug, but you're not going to take away the heartbreak, the brokenness, the helplessness, the hopelessness, the fear, the sadness, the sorrow. All of those things still need to be addressed even after you're sober. Even years into recovery, things are going to happen where you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can handle this. And it's in that moment that character that you've been building up, it gets the chance to shine and show that I'm stronger than the addiction that I fought so hard to get out of. And I'm going to win this. And I'm going to do it sober. And I'm going to continue being sober even after this is done. Because it is not worth going back to that. I have fought so hard and I have done so much to heal my brokenness. I'm not willing to just give it all away and throw my hands in the air and say, okay, you're worth your recovery. But just understand that getting rid of the problem isn't the only problem that you need to work on. Work on yourself too. Mental health is a very important thing to take care of. And therapists are great. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.